Design Talks by MaraHome. Tema: Belgrade Avangard.
Moje ime je Vid Savić, arhitekta i dizajner i suvlasnik studija MiVi Studio.
Ja sam Monika Štiklica, dizajner interijera i profesor na fakultetu.
My name is Felix Diener, textile designer and engineer, creative director of Marburg Wallcoverings.
Ja sam Jelena Gavrilović, ja ću vas voditi kroz ovo avangardno putovanje Beogradu. I tapetama. How did the idea for Belgrade Avangard started at the first place?
How the idea started?
Yes, how did the idea started?
Well, I think the initial idea was coming from Nicola, and I mean, that was a discussion between, in a way it was sales driven, and of course from the spirit of Nicola to make something great always and something extraordinary, and then together with our sales, and then they took it to me, what I think about it.
Did you like the idea on first? Or did you think it was crazy?
Yeah, of course, I like the idea a lot. Because, I mean, it's always exciting to do something different and new. So I'm always very open for new and exciting, interesting things.
Who came up with the concept and what was the goal?
The concept came from MaraHome, and MaraHome having the market in Belgrade and in Serbia. And based on that, the idea was born: how is it possible to do a contest, how to do something with young designers, established designers, and then going into a project that is interesting on one side for the production factory Marburg in Germany, on the other side also for MaraHome in Serbia, plus then the people applying and trying to make something beautiful.
What did actually inspire the project? The city, the people, or the architecture?
Well, that's difficult to say for me, because for me the interesting thing was to have all this together. For me, Belgrade was completely new. I never traveled before to Belgrade, so I only had a vague idea.
What was the idea of Belgrade?
My idea of Belgrade?
Yes, your idea.
I didn't have an idea of Belgrade.
Okay.
So I had to find... actually, that was not really the point. The point was to bring things together. We had a partner who really wanted to do this project, and I had a sales manager who was also keen to do it and was very interested. And I was curious on how this could happen and how to bring this together. And what is this city Belgrade? What is this people in general? And then especially what type of interior architects, designers, because this is also something, announcing this project, it was pretty clear that not necessarily design professionals in the point of people that know about wall covering designs or flat graphic designs in general and all the needs to do it. So it was pretty clear from the beginning that we will bring things together that not necessarily everybody knows what to do and how to go there. So like, for example, if you ask an architect to do a wall covering, I mean, they can design, they can create rooms, but they don't necessarily know how to work with this flat area. Yeah, so there were a lot of unknown things in this project, but that made it very interesting. A city that I didn't have a clear picture, people I didn't know because they had to apply, being quite clear that this will be a challenge for everybody to bring it together. And I think this is also the reason why it went so interesting and the result is so great, because we were all starting from something unexpected. Also the people applying for it, they didn't know exactly what thing they are running into it.
How many designers took part, and how did you manage to choose
I don't
16?
remember. It was endless. We created a web page to apply for this contest, and seriously, I don't remember how many were applying. I don't know if you remember.
Me neither.
But
I'm not sure.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Did everyone follow one team, or you gave them freedom?
We had like a headline for this contest.
What was the headline?
Yeah, the meaning was to do wall covering with the content of Belgrade. So the designs had to do something with Belgrade.
To represent Belgrade in the best possible way.
Yeah.
Do you have an opinion now, after the project is finished? Do you have idea now?
About Belgrade?
Yes.
Oh, I think that wouldn't be fair against the city if I already have an idea what Belgrade is. But for me it's very interesting because you have so many contrasts here, or what I learned is that I think you call it more like layers.
Layers, yes.
And that's actually very interesting because you have so many things immediately next to each other. I mean, you only have to drive by taxi through the city, and every building next to each other is giving you so many different visual impact. And at the same time, you also understand that this is not only a visual impact or inspiring thing, but it also contains something. I mean, if you have these old rotten buildings, they have a history, they have a meaning, and then you have a very modern building next to it with a certain architecture. It also has a meaning. So it's not only what you see, it's also what is inside. I mean, what, you know, like the history or the meaning or the content of it. For me, what I feel for the moment is that you have a lot of variety of this, and I never have seen it like that before, that you have at the same time so much of that.
How would you describe collection style in 3 words?
The collection style?
Yes, in 3 words.
In 3 words, if I would have to use one, I would say variety,
Okay.
creativity and passion.
Variety, creativity, and passion.
Yes.
Like a holy trinity. What was like working with 16 different designers on one project?
Challenging.
Explain.
Well, the idea wasn't, because it was a contest, so the idea wasn't to have 16 designers working on that. The idea was to go down to like 3, 4, 5 award winners, and then giving them the opportunity to do several designs and then to build this collection. But the problem was that all these people were not only good in the design what they did, but every one of them had a great story. Plus, it's all very lovely, very interesting people. So it was super hard to eliminate the people from the contest going down. So in the end, we ended up with this 16 instead of 3, 4, 5. But it was clear for me for the beginning that this is going to be very challenging because, of course, you need to keep all these people together. I mean, you have students, you have young designers, you have very professionals, people with own studios, professors, all type of the interior and architecture world of Belgrade. And it's also clear that they all have an opinion. So, and that makes it really difficult to get everybody together. Don't overrule them, make it together, find a solution together. And this is challenging to do this with 16 characters where everybody has a special idea. But only one last sentence. The nice thing on that is they all merge together perfectly. And they all help each other. And I was afraid that this is going to be really hard and maybe ending up in a disaster. But the positive thing or the very interesting thing was it got its own dynamic. The 16 people were starting to work together, helping each other. If someone was weak at certain skills, another one was helping. It was necessary to find a facility to print, and someone was finding this. And in the end, I think it was, or it is, a project where everybody worked together, and mainly those 16 people made it, and I and my team brought it to a result. But the project is really done by the 16 individuals.
How did people react actually when the project was shown, when it finally was shown on the sunlight?
With us in Germany, or
well, generally.
I think here in Belgrade and in the surrounding of MaraHome, I think it was received very well and with a lot of positive energy. To be honest, with us in the factory, we had like controversial discussions about that because a big part of what we do is very commercial, and part of the sales wasn't sure if this project is really bringing us forward. But today everybody's happy that this project is existing, because it's not only, and they also now understand, I mean, like the most commercial people of the company also understand, it's not always and only about selling quantities, but sometimes it's also how deep you go into a project and how beautiful It is what you do, and then it also carries the rest of the collection. So in the end, it's totally positive, and I wasn't sure if it's well received because we sell globally everywhere. But I think nowadays the collection is really spread all around the globe. I think we sold it everywhere, and everywhere is this MaraHome project laying somewhere on the table in Africa, in Asia, in America.
Nice to hear that.
Europe, anywhere.
So, considering that fact, are you planning to continue this collaboration? Are there plans for doing something maybe different or more or less the same?
Well, yeah, I asked myself the same. Of course, I would like to keep on working with designers. To be honest, we have to see how this is possible in the overall setup of this industrial production. I would like to carry this idea to other countries and other cities to do like the same but different. I like this idea in my mind, but somehow for me at the moment it's very difficult to imagine, because for me it became not only a project in the end, because it is something like a very special family-like situation, and try to copy this at a different place. I mean, then I need to be ready in my mind, you know, like to make a cut and start something new again. It will be not so easy to simply adapt this to the next place.
How is the interior design different in Serbia comparing to Germany?
Now I have to be very careful what I'm answering. Not because of Serbia, because of Germany. What I have seen is that you are a very design-loving society, and you are very willed for experiments, try things. But maybe this is also coming. I mean, like I said, if you look to the city and you see all these different things coming together, maybe then it's more in your DNA to try things, to put contrast, to try new. Yeah, and not say, no, it's not working, don't do this. So for my feeling, it's only feeling, is that you're very open people to try new things.
Do you think Belgrade has its own style identity?
Well, to be honest, I haven't been here long and not often enough to really judge that. The only thing I can say for that is that, yes, I have the feeling, or that this own type of design philosophy, or the way how design is appearing, is this really this mixing, layering, because that's probably a part of your DNA and your society.
How does Belgrade architecture atmosphere show up in the designs?
Well, they show up in a very artistic way. I mean, like I said before, this was, let's say, the starting point of this contest, that somehow the DNA of Belgrade needs to be merged and worked into the designs. And as all the designs and all the designers are very different, and every designer has his own style, the city and the architecture, the buildings, everything is appearing every time in a completely different style. Some of the designers were working with pencil and by hand, others were working on a computer, others with collages, with cutting, and and once again also here, yeah, you have all these different facets of the city and all the different facets of the personalities of the designers, and this you also see at the designs. If you look through the collection, you will clearly see all this many different aspects.
Are wallpapers today just a decoration or form of art?
Well, I think you cannot easily answer this question, because it's with most of the products it's either which way the product is going. I mean, you can ask the same question about a chair. Yeah? So you have chairs you just sit on, and you have chairs that are a sculpture. I think this is the same also with wall covering. You can have wall covering, I mean, let's say like paint, just to cover your wall, to maybe tint it in a color, give a little bit of structure, or you go so far in designing in type of material that it really makes the room, and it's kind of a piece of art at your wall.
What would your advice be to young designers?
Stay curious, try yourself, never give up.
And dare.
in there. But
If Belgrade were a wallpaper, what would it look like?
probably like the wall coverings from the Belgrade contest,
Which one?
like everyone.
Okay. What does avant-garde mean to you in design today?
You mean like the word or the collection?
I mean generally.
And generally, you try to find something new. You try to push borders. You try to get over what is existing.
Is that possible?
Yeah, sure, you've seen it on that collection.
Good. That means it was a good project.
Yes, I'm very happy with it.
Ja ću sada postaviti isto pitanje i našim kolegama, arhitektama, ne da sam ja arhitekta, ali vi ste učesnici ovog konkursa. Šta je to avangardno danas u svetu dizajna za vas?
Pa po mom mišljenju avangardno je imati drugačiji pristup. Odnosno osmisliti nešto novo i drugačije, slično onome što je i Felix rekao, koristeći neke poznate elemente, ali na totalno drugačiji novi način. I mislim da je to i bila tema ovog konkursa. I ja smo stvorili tapete koje već poznate su u svetu dosta dugo, ali na totalno drugačiji neki nama svojstven način.
Da, u suštini jeste nešto slično tome i ja mislim, s tim što negde da bi bio avangardan moraš da budeš svoj. Znači, nema kopiranja, nema onoga što si video i pokupio usput, nego ono što pronalaziš zapravo u sebi. Mislim da bi to možda moglo da bude dobar kao način da postigneš tu neku različitost i u tom samom kontekstu da dođeš do te avangarde.
Znači biti svoj, poseban, drugačiji. Dobro. Kako ste odlučili da se prijavite na ovaj konkurs i koliko vam je Beograd bio zapravo inspiracija? Jer ipak Beograd je naša svakodnevica, mi smo svaki dan u Beogradu. Koliko za nas uopšte Beograd može biti avangardan u ovom istorijskom trenutku?
U suštini moraš da sedneš i da razmisliš, pošto si navikao na to svoje okruženje svakodnevno, da razmišljaš, ok, gde se nalazim i šta ja tražim ovde i ajde da ovaj moj Beograd malo sagledam na drugačiji način, to je istina. Međutim, kako sam ja odlučila da se prijavim na ovaj konkurs, u suštini ideja je bilo da podržim ideju. Ideja kao ideja mi se jako dopala i željela sam da budem deo toga u smislu da podržim mlađe kolege i da vidim kako to izgleda sa te neke druge strane. Nije mi bila ideja nagrada, već izazov i ta neka emocija koja se u tom momentu javila, s obzirom da jako dugo i sarađujem sa MaraHome, sa kompanijom koja je organizovala ovaj konkurs. Želela sam na taj način i da njih podržim i da budem tu uz njih u tim trenucima kada stvaraju nešto novo.
S obzirom da sam ranije bio student arhitektonskog fakulteta u Beogradu, tokom 5 godina tog studiranja ja sam dosta često istraživao Beograd i zajedno sa svojom koleginicom, a sadašnjom i suprugom, sada imamo arhitektonski mladi biro i želi smo da na neki način si dodatno prikažemo i damo našu viziju o tome šta je Beograd kroz tapet. Tako da je u tom trenutku idealno se pojavio taj konkurs u saradnji MaraHome i Marburga i bilo je divno učestvovati. Onako, stvarno je bila ideja nesvakidašnja i nekako na bum smo mi to odmah prihvatili tu energiju, došli na te prve radionice, upoznali se sa ekipom i stvarno je ispalo savršeno.
Da li ste diplomirali?
Jes.
To je najvažnije. To je bitno.
Bez brige.
Dobro, koliko je teško bilo pretočiti Beograd u šaru, da ste krenuli od neke emocije, simbola, boja, šta vas je pokrenulo?
Po mom mišljenju, glavni kontinuitet Beograda je to da on konstantno ima diskontinuitet u svemu. Tako da je meni to i bila glavna tema svega što sam ja želeo da predstavim u svojim tapetama, da predstavim tu raznolikost svega, boja, elemenata, stilova koji se nalazi u Beogradu, a da to ipak na kraju dana formira jednu kompaktnu sliku. Tako da je to negdje bio cilj. Zapravo jako zanimljivo je to imati mogućnost da kasnije vidiš u nekoj formi, recimo 3x2 metra na nekom zidu.
Diskontinuitet.
Da.
Jer Beograd u suštini ni ne može da se prikaže kroz jednu šaru, niti kroz par nekih boja. Beograd u suštini mora da se dobro pozna i da se osjeti i da se ta emocija na neki način, kako mi to najbolje znamo, svako od nas drugačiji na drugačiji način, prenese na tu grafiku, da tako kažemo, na taj neki 2D element na koji mi kao arhitekte nismo navikli. Zapravo, jer mi sagledamo prostor u celini. I onda kada smo morali da uđemo u ti neki grafički dizajn i da imamo konkretan zadatak da na taj način kroz neke elemente, koji god oni bili elementi dizajna, prenesemo to što osjećamo na papir, nije bilo lagano, i mislim da smo svi krenuli od neke naše emocije, od jedne ideje koja se dalje razvijala. Znači, poenta je ta inicijacija ideje da bude postavljena dobro, onda posle se to teče samo.
Da li ste želeli da se tapeta nekako razume na prvi pogled ili ste želeli da bude apstraktnija?
Ja konkretno sam želela da bude apstraktnije. Nisam želela da bude Beograd banalno predstavljen, ako mogu to tako da kažem. Želela sam da se prvo oseti, da onaj ko stane ispred nje, pošto pričamo o velikim formatima, tim panel tapetama, ne pričamo, kako ljudi će vjerojatno zamisliti neke rolne. Ne, to nisu rolne, to su panel tapete, gde taj veliki format treba na neki način da napravi interakciju sa posmatračem. I mislim da je negde moja primarna ideja bila da kad neko ko stane ispred njega ga prvo oseti i da pokuša da pronađe koja je to emocija koja je u njemu izazvana. Da tim nekim osnovama, u stvari, sam ja negdje postavila celokupan taj dizajn. I iskreno, plašila sam se šta ću ja osjetiti kada vidim taj tapet u tom formatu, na tom zidu i da li sam uspela u onome što sam zamislila i konačno mogu da kažem da mi je drago da jesam.
I ja sam smatrao da tapet treba biti apstraktan iz razloga što nije mali komad. Zamišljamo jedan veliki zid ispred koga treba stati i sagledati. Iz više uglova se sagledava, iz više dubine prostora, sa različitih pozicija možemo sagledati taj tapet i ne mislim da onda on treba biti jasan od starta. Dakle, poput uramljene slike, na taj način sam zamišljao da se taj tapet nekako još dodatno sagledava iz različitih uglova i da on još najbolje predstavi te neke naše projekte na kojima smo radili tokom školovanja.
Da li su ljudi razumeli šta ste hteli da kažete? Da li su bili zbunjeni? Kako su generalno reakcije na tapete? To me zanima.
Što se tiče mojih tapeta, mojih kolekcija tapeta, pošto ih ima dve, za jednu koja je bila jedna panorama Beograda, onako u bluru nazovimo, sa pobednikom koji se nazire, bilo je nekome na prvi pogled jasno da je to pobednik, a neko drugi je pitao što je ovo muljavo.
Ok, dobro.
Na primer. A drugi su neki trouglići. I ti trouglići, dobijala sam pitanja za njih kakve ovo veze ima sa Beogradom. I onda je trebalo objašnjavati solitera na Novom Beogradu i tako dalje. I to je onako bilo malo nejasno, ali u suštini reakcije jesu bile pozitivne, nije bilo negativnih reakcija i čak mislim da dosta ljudi baš onako pozitivno i lepo reaguju.
Kakva situacija je bila sa tvojim tapetama?
S obzirom da smo imali priliku da već implementiramo u nekim lokalima koje smo radili te tapete, definitivno reakcije bile drugačije i meni se dopalo da nisu svima od starta bile jasne naše namere. U prvom lokalu koji smo postavili, uglavnom su ljudi bili mišljenja da to jako dobro izgleda, ali kao ovo Beograd, nije mi najjasnije. Onda kad im ja dodatno malo i pojasnim koja je bila i namera i želja, kažu aha, da, sad razumem, sad mi je jasno. Tako da mi je to i bilo jako zanimljivo kao jedan dodatni korak u razumevanju tog avangardnog pristupa.
Jer, ponovit ću, naš Beograd nije banalan. I ne treba da se razume baš na prvu loptu.
Da li uopšte treba objašnjavati umetnost, dizajn? Da li je potrebno objašnjenje? Ili ko shvati, shvati?
Ja sam za to ko shvati, shvati. I to nebitno i ne mora ni da se shvati. Mislim da je važnije da se oseti, da to prija atmosferi, ambijentu objekta u kom se nalazi, da mečuju jednu uz drugu.
Generalno sam apsolutno za to da ne treba da se objašnjava, ali ukoliko neko zapravo osjeti potrebu 1 na 1 sa pozitivnom reakcijom, da malo više se upozna sa time, definitivno sam tu da mu objasnim.
Koji je najteži trenutak bio tokom rada na konkursnom rešenju?
Pa vreme. Generalno uvek nedostaje vremena i nekako možda i ta neka nesigurnost do kraja biti pouzdan u to da to što si poslao na konkurs je ono što smatraš najboljim. Da budem iskren, ja sam poslao 15 rešenja. Nisam ja poslao 3 rešenja koje su na kraju izabrana. Jer nisam bio siguran šta je to što treba. Kao da li su baš ta 3 koji su moji favoriti oni koji najbolje predstavljaju Beograd. Želeo sam da možda baš na ovu prethodnu temu kako se razume ta umetnost, da i drugi ljudi koji će biti deo žirija možda i malo bolje sagledaju celu tu kolekciju.
Pa si poslao sve?
Ma da.
Pa nek oni biraju, nek vide oni šta je najbolje.
Pa nek oni biraju, pa ćemo vidjeti.
Dobro. Monika?
Meni koji je najteži trenutak bio, najteži deo posla vezano za ovaj konkurs, definitivno, kao što je Vidi rekao, jeste bilo to vreme, jer negde pored ostalog posla koji se radi, malo ostane vremena za kreativnost. Ja nisam kao Vidi, ja sam poslala 2 rešenja, ta 2 rešenja su prihvaćena oba, nisam slala više od toga, međutim, ono što je tehnički bilo najzahtevnije za mene jeste upravo to na koji način u grafičkim programima da osiguram da ono što sam zamislila i ono što vidim u tom momentu na kompjuteru, na ekranu, da će biti tako isti utisak na velikom formatu na zidu, ne poznajući tehnike izrade tapete u tom momentu. To je negde onako podosta izazovno. Ušli smo u neku novu industriju koju tek treba da upoznam.
Kako ste reagovali kada ste saznali da su sve vaše tapete ušle u pobedničke i da će zapravo upravo one biti dostupne ljudima širom sveta?
Ja na nagradu nisam reagovala lično, u smislu, sad je to super, ja sam dobila tu neku priznanje u tom smislu, nego sam bila stvarno srećna što Beograd viđen kroz moje oči, iz mog ugla, će neko tamo širom cijelog sveta imati prilike isto da sagleda na isti način da doživi tu atmosferu koju taj tapet nosi. Mislim da mi je negde to primarno bilo ta radost koju sam osetila kada sam shvatila da će se naći u tom pobedničkom katalogu, kako ga mi zovem.
Ja ću pričati totalno iskreno i pomalo i privatno. To je bilo dan pred sestrino venčanje. Tako da sam ja već bio poprilično u euforiji oko svega toga što se dešava privatno i dolazi ta dodela nagrada. Tako da je to samo još potkrepilo tu cijelu moju euforiju i sreću. Bilo je divan jedan trenutak, puno sreće, radosti. Sad, to su jedine emocije koje sam tih dana osjećao, definitivno.
Imao si dupli razlog da
Pa kako ne?
Definitivno.
Udao je sestru.
Udao sestru.
I dobio nagradu. To je fenomenalno. Kako ste vi kao arhitekte promenili pogled na tapetu posle ovog iskustva? Da li vam je bliža ili vam je i dalje nekako strana? Pošto vrlo je diskutabilno, nismo o tome pričali, ali napomenut ću, možete se na to nadovezati, kako su tapete bile nekad moderne, pa su se ponovo vratile u svet dizajna na velika vrata. Mislim da sa ovim projektom onako lepo stupaju fino na svetsku scenu.
S ovim projektom ja mislim da zalaze u sferu umetnosti, drugačijeg izraza od onoga što smo navikli. Ja generalno u svojim projektima ne volim mnogo zidova da ostavim praznim. Ja sam oblagala zidove tapetama veoma često. Tako da u smislu koliko su oni više prisutne u mojim projektima, ne toliko više jer su oduvek bile tu, ali su bile tu kao nešto što će utopliti prostor, a nešto će pokazati svoj pun umetnički izraz, da tako kažem. Tako da u tom smislu ih sada malo posmatram drugačije. Sada vidim da one zapravo mogu da budu shvaćene kao neko svojevrsno umetničko delo.
Nadovezao bih se na Monikino mišljenje, jer sada po prvi put u životu ja tapetu kapiram kao svojevrsno umetničko delo. Ne samo jedan dodatni zid koji ću ja odrediti u neku boju, tapetu ili šta već možda i kao glavnu atrakciju u prostoru. Tako da mi je ovaj konkurs na neki način promenio mišljenje i uopšte pogled na tapete i mislim da se ona stvarno vraćaju na velika vrata i kod nas i u svetu.
Sada, pitanje za tebe, krenut ću od tebe, zato što i ti imaš 15 tapeta. Ako bi tvoja tapeta mogla da govori, šta bi ona meni sada rekla?
Pa hajde da razmislim i ja. Tapete govore o Beogradu kao jednom razigranom gradu, punom boja različitih i punom različitih elemenata. To je Beograd i to je avangardni pristup Beogradu i način na koji bih ja mogao da ga oslikam na jednom zidu.
Znači čovjek kada uđe u prostor i vidi tvoju tapetu, on kaže ja sam stigao u Beograd.
Ja se nadam da je tako, da. To je bila želja.
Monika?
Moja će pre reći dobrodošla kući.
Hvala vam što ste danas podelili vaše iskustva sa mnom vezano za projekat Belgrade Avangard. Felix, thank you for being here with us today. A vi, nadam se da ste dovoljno smeli da ove tapete ožive upravo na vašem zidu. Vidimo se.